Hey guys, so today we are not in the workshop, but we are in the woods, and today I wanted to talk about field sharpening your knife because I've got a lot of questions. Hey Chris, how do you sharpen your knives in the field? So I've got this Worksharp Field Sharpener right here, and I'm going to show you how this system works. So let's get to it. So for the Field Sharpener, the cool system is that you have a rough side of diamond, which cut really nice, and then you also have a finer grade. On this side you also have a leather strap, and it comes already with a polishing compound on it, and you also have a ceramic rod so you can deburr your knives pretty nicely. What I like to do is I also have a Sharpie always with me, and that is not just for sharpening. Also, if you have to write something, or when you want to write something on your tourniquet, which you always should carry with you, that's why I have a Sharpie on it. And when you start beginning sharpening your knife, it's sometimes harder to get the right angle, and that's an easy trick. You just take your Sharpie on that edge and you're just going to blacken out that edge, so you will see where you're going to sharpen your knife later. And it's just a little guideline if you are hitting that angle correctly or not. What I like to do is I always like to place it on a flat surface, and that is really nice so you can get your angle really well. You also have some guidelines on here, but I mostly don't use them, and I'm just going ahead. And what I like to do is I just place my knife up here and drag it down up to the tip, and I'm just going to do that. And you can also see now it's taking up the Sharpie, so I'm going to do a couple more passes, and then I'm going to see if my angle is correct or not. So you can see now here the Sharpie is gone and we have the correct angle. Just on a tip I have to do a little bit more work, and down here as well. Alright, so the first side is now roughly sharpened, and you can feel now here there's a burr that is building up, so I know we are ready on this side. And now I have to do the other side, and you can change your hand and do that, but I just like to move that knife and do it just backwards. That's just easier for me, but it's also preference. And you can also see now why I add sharpening choils to my knives, because if you don't have a sharpening choil, it's sometimes harder to reach into that stone, and that sharpening choil just gives you a little bit more place to sharpen your knife easier. Alright guys, so the first side is now done, and now we would have already a workable edge because we've got a burr all along that edge, but we just want to refine it. So I turned around that stone to the finer side, and I'm not going to do that many passes. I'm just going to do a couple back and forth, just so we refine that edge and take off that burr. And with diamonds, you don't want to put too much pressure on. They do all the cutting by themselves, and if you put too much pressure onto the diamonds, you can damage your diamonds, and you don't want to do that. So always light and easy strokes up on that edge. So the knife is now really sharp already, and the burr is barely gone. There's just a slight burr on it now, and now we have that leather strap on here. And the good thing about that Worksharp, you always have a really nice place to grip that sharpening system and to have it secure in your hand, and don't endanger your fingers, because they're pretty important out in the wild. Alright guys, so the knife is now field sharpened. It doesn't have a razor sharpened edge and all that kind of stuff, but it has a nice working edge. And that is also really important, that if you have any kind of chinks in your edge, that you get rid of them, because they can lead up to stress fractures, especially when you're doing batoning. So always recommend that you have a really nice and clean edge so you don't damage your knife in the long term. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. It was a little bit different, but knife maintenance is also really important, especially when you have a really nice quality knife. You want to take care of that. Alright guys, so if you want to get any kind of my knives that I built, I have all the links down below. And if you have any questions, just drop them down below. If you want to see more videos like that, just hit that subscribe button. And if you like that video, just give it a thumbs up. And I have nothing more to say, and we'll see us in the next one. Have a good one.